Hi everyone. Let's move on to the last part of this section, shall we? The fourth, targeted financial measures. Factor endowments and its structure determine industries with potential comparative advantage. And the capital scale required by these industries is different from the risk characteristics of production activities. The purpose of developing finance is to better serve the real economy. Different factor endowments first determine different industrial structures, and then, ultimately, the optimal financial structure, according to the theory of new structural economics. The factor endowment and its structure stay unchanged at a given time, but it can change with time, and the optimal industrial structure determined by it can also be changed. Changes in the optimal industrial structure will create a specific demand for financial structure services. The appropriate financial structure arrangement has certain advantages and disadvantages in terms of risk avoidance, mobilization of savings, and even diversification of risks. In any country, the banking industry is at core of the financial system. Nevertheless, there are significant differences in the structure of the banking industry in different countries, with a general rule applied, which is, the higher the level of economic development in a country, the larger the average size of its domestic banks. And meanwhile, the banking industry structure tends to be dominated by large banks. For example, regional small and medium-sized banks, as indirect financing institutions, are more suitable for low-income stage, while large banks and capital markets are more suitable for high-income stage of high income. To this end, the optimal financial structure is endogenous to the industrial structure and its endowment structure. The financial structure of developing countries should be designed according to their own industrial structure. Simply copying the financial structure or financial system of developed countries won't work out. For a long time, China's county economic development has lacked strong financial measures, which make it difficult for county-level advantageous industries to become stronger and bigger, and their advantageous resources cannot be better transformed. However, financial measures are closely related to the local economy development. In theory, finance mutually promotes and influences with economy when serving the real economy. The establishment of a strategy to promote county economic development with finance is to give full play to the driving role of finance to the economy. The county governments use financial measures to revitalize county resources, integrate enterprises, expand advantageous industries, and achieve a deep integration of finance and the real economy. The traditional financial means mainly utilize the financial innovation as a strategy to push forward the development of the county economy. Taking the regional capital market as a breakthrough point and combining the currency market and the capital market, such moves often lead to a financial innovation that doesn't take the industrial structure of the county into account. County economic and financial measures need to be tailored to local conditions and the characteristics of county endowments, industrial structure, and other traits. Fifth, targeted innovation measures. New structural economics believes that innovation or technology is structured, and the innovation structure of an economy is often a combination of various innovations. New structural economics also puts forward that the innovation structure is endogenous to the endowment structure and the industrial structure as well. This is because different innovation structures require different endowment structures, roles of which may vary under different industrial structures. Therefore, the endowment structure determines the cost of innovation structure, where the industrial structure determines the benefits. Consequently, at different stages of an economy's development, endowment structure is different from the industrial structure. The optimal innovation level and its structure are not the same. For the 5 types of industries mentioned earlier, innovation methods of each type have their own features. The innovation of the catching up industries is mainly based on introduction, digestion, and absorption. Leading edge, short innovation cycle, and national defense security and emerging comparative advantage defying strategic industries rely on independent research and development to innovate. And innovation of comparative advantage losing industries can be achieved by entering both ends of the high value added smiling curve, including brands operation, product design, marketing channel management, etc., which require innovation in product development or management methods, partially transferring the production that has lost its comparative advantage to a place with lower wages at home or abroad is also feasible. Different industries should use different innovative approaches to get the highest efficiency. Sixth, targeted industrial chain measures. New structural industry economics mainly studies from the perspective of endowment structure, the endogenous mechanism of an economy's industrial structure. New structural industry economics mainly studies and its dynamic mechanism, then further discusses the industrial policy that promotes industrial upgrading, aka the Lin-Yifou's rule of industrial structural change. The main significance of the industrial chain and value chain tools is to superimpose a variety of comparative advantages to form a chain and transform it into an overall competitive advantage. A single comparative advantage often fails to form a sustained and strong competitive advantage, and it may also make the county a source of cheap production factors. When multiple comparative advantages are superimposed, they will form complementarity and synergy, so that the total amount of each comparative advantage can be integrated and expanded drastically. In regional competition, most competitors can only copycat 1 or 2 features of an industry. It's beyond their capabilities to imitate the entire industry chain, which means they cannot have the same competitive power. For counties, their economy faces serious homogenization competition due to the large numbers of counties in vast areas across the nation. For them to stand out and achieve leadership, it is even more important to focus in regional development, the exploration and integration of the industrial chain. Counties should choose an industrial chain according to the resource endowments and technological choices. The tactics for industrial chain measures need to start from the aspects of brand, technology, innovation-driven policies, logistics production, and don't forget to value the implementation of 5 major industrial policies in the new structural economics. It is necessary to tap the depth and breadth of the industrial chain, increase the value of products, and generates added value. At the same time, the majority of SMEs are irregularly distributed in the county and rural areas, which restricts the overall economic development of the county. Counties should integrate these SMEs in a reasonable way to form a common interest mechanism, by decomposing the process of products, moving from producers to consumers into a series of relatively independent and interconnected value-added links. Companies with comparative advantages can complement each other between links. Through good organization and collaboration, comprehensive functions of the entire industry chain are focused to achieve good development of the industry and bring greater competitiveness and more development opportunities. Seventh, targeted characteristic towns. Township is the basic constituent unit of the county, which plays a key role in the development of county economy. The town economy is the main body and cornerstone of the county economy. So when the town is developing well, the county which it belongs will prosper. In comparison with county-level economy, a long-term hot buzzword, the town-level economy is not well known. But in fact, county economy is not the most basic unit of regional economic development. The town economy is. The widely recognized Sunan model, South Jiangsu model, is the development exemplary of township enterprises and township economy. The Wenzhou model is generally interpreted as a private economic development road with Zhejiang characteristics. Actually, its biggest feature is the development model of distinctive industrial clusters based on one town, one product. Therefore, working on the resource endowment advantages of various townships, we should optimize the variety structure, improve product quality, develop intensive production around the needs of leading enterprises, and form development pattern with obvious characteristics and outstanding advantages, such as one village, one product, one town, one product, and one village, multiple products, according to the characteristics of each county. Targeted hardware and software infrastructure initiatives. According to the basic point of view of new structural economics, economic development is not a static, optimal allocation of resources, but a process of structural change in which technological innovation, industrial upgrading, and hard infrastructure and soft institutional environment are constantly improved. The pioneers of technological innovation and industrial upgrading must be compensated for externalities and provided with corresponding hardware and software infrastructure. These tasks can only be achieved by the government, hence the necessity of a facilitating government. Only in this way can we change the economic structure smoothly, according to the changes in the factor endowment structure and comparative advantage. With the industrial changes, a county's production scale and market scope are constantly increasing. Consequently, the demands for transportation and electricity are also increasing. This again requires the government to provide assistance or coordinate adjustments in these economic sectors, so as to make the enterprises upgrading and diversification more convenient. Taking the high-speed rail as an example, since 2008, due to the opening of high-speed rail, many counties in China said farewell to the history of no railway station. Zhang Jun, 2017, selected counties that opened high-speed rail for the first time from 2008 to 2013 as the treatment group and used the matching multiple differences method to examine the impact of high-speed rail opening on the economic development of high-speed rail counties. A study based on satellite lighting data found that opening of high-speed rail contributed 34.64% to the economic growth of county-level city with high-speed rail. But the impact on county is not obvious. In terms of expressways, Liu Chong and Zhou Lian, 2014, found that expressway construction has a significant promotion effect on the improvement of county-level per capita GDP. Based on the electronic vector distribution map of expressways in mainland China from 1997 to 2008. Moreover, combined with the data of industrial enterprises, it was further found that the improvement of transportation infrastructure had brought more enterprises to enter the local area as well as capital inflows. And the improvement of the average efficiency of enterprises. New structural economics holds the view that what industry develops in a place depends on its own factor endowments and its structure, county situation. Only by choosing an industrial structure and production technology that fits its own factor endowments at each stage of economic development can it possess self-reliance and be most competitive, thereby creating the largest surplus value, promoting the economy's capital accumulation and improvement of factor structure, all of which will further advance the transformation and upgrading of the economic structure. Only the development strategy that follows the latent comparative advantage determined by the local endowments at a given time and a situation can make good use of the local resource endowments, and only when the local resource endowments are fully utilized can we obtain higher returns, and then accumulate the resource endowment at the fastest speed. That's why following a comparative advantage development strategy is the fundamental way that leads a county to its successful development. Each of the counties in China has different endowments in terms of development stage, location characteristics, natural resources, human resources, material resources, technical resources, industrial foundation, etc., and their development strategic positioning, direction, and structure in line with comparative advantage will be different accordingly. To this end, the talent policy, financial policy, and opening up policy implemented by the government in light of GIFF, the Growth Identification Facilitation Framework, are different, and they should ultimately make best use of local conditions, change with time, adapt to the structure, and take advantage of the new situation.